With public pensions bankrupting the state, does San Diego have the answer? For CalWatchdog, I'm John Hrabe. In 2012, San Diego voters overwhelmingly approved Proposition B, one of the nation's most comprehensive pension reform packages. San Diego's pension reformers were concerned because the city's finances just couldn't bear the costs of public employee pensions. Going back to 1999, San Diego's pension costs were only $43 million a year. Today, that number has jumped to $230 million a year, 20% of the city's budget. That's money that isn't going to fix potholes or put more police officers on the streets. That's just money to pay for the future pension problems that the city will have from its current employees. What reformers proposed wasn't any different than what you or I would get in the private sector. They wanted to make sure that public employees still had a pension for their retirement, but guaranteed through a 401k style plan. That removed any sort of defined benefit contribution that was bankrupting the city. But that was only one aspect of their reforms. They had other reforms such as capping pensionable pay to make sure that there weren't high payouts to people that had spent an entire career in public service. The trouble, now the unions are fighting it in the courts. In early February, an administrative law judge ruled that city leaders inappropriately forced pension reform on the ballot. Unsurprisingly, the administrative law panel was composed of those that support public employee unions. Now, I went down to San Diego last week to ask pension reformers, are they concerned about this latest ruling? Former city councilman and chief pension reformer Carl DeMaio told me he isn't worried because he and other leaders within San Diego have anticipated the union tactics and tricks all along. The Public Employment Relations Board is just the first stop in what will be a long process battling through the courts. But City Attorney Jan Goldsmith as well is optimistic that these reforms will continue to be implemented until there is a final ruling. That means taxpayers win, as employees that are now new hires to the city of San Diego will be put into a 401k style system and not be given those lavish public employee benefits. The administrative judge seems to have forgotten that San Diego pension reform wasn't pushed upon voters. This was an active process in which citizens not only voted for it at the ballot box, but signed petitions in overwhelming numbers to guarantee that their interests through public employee pension reform were upheld. This was a collective movement of frustrated taxpayers who said enough is enough. We want to see major reform in San Diego. It wasn't a decision forced by any select group of San Diego leaders, but a collective grassroots movement to fix the public employee pension system. Ultimately, that might be the real lesson from San Diego. That if we're to fix the mess in Sacramento, correct the problems with our state's public employee pensions, it's going to require a grassroots movement to demand change. For CalWatchdog.com, this is John Hrabe. Don't forget to check out our website, and you can also like us on Facebook and check us out on Twitter.